Greetings, gamer guys and gals. I'm Zeake, welcoming you to the 25th part of my Let's Play Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. Let's get on with it. During the battle for Telrega, Ike and the rest of his company come to a bleak realization. Wherever the Crimean army marches, the land becomes a battlefield. The damage is immense. Warfare and floodwaters claim homes, crops, and hopes. Villagers seeking shelter and safety stumble blindly through the snow. To them, there is no doubt that the Crimeans are an invasion force. However, the Crimeans have their own homeland to save. Focused as they are on the overriding goal, they cannot stop even to help the innocent victims of war. The only way they can help the people of Daien is to keep marching. The faster they reach Daien's capital, of Navasa, and put an end to the war, the better for everyone. Chapter 21, Without a King. Daien Keep. What? Are you telling me that His Majesty has not yet returned? Yes, sir. We've sent many messengers, but we have yet to receive any sort of official response. The Crimean army is on our doorstep. What is His Highness thinking? If we want to protect the capital, we need a leader equal to one of the four riders, just in case. I'm sure the king has considered this. Lady Ina, I don't understand how you're able to remain so calm. Daien soldiers are the most elite warriors on the continent. In addition, our numbers are far superior to the Crimeans. And yet they march on Navasa. This is the Daien capital. If there's any danger of it falling into enemy hands, we can let nothing stop us from protecting it. No offense, Lady Ina, but as a general, I do not feel you're ready for such a vital command. I think you are exactly right. Then, when this command was given to you, why did you not firmly refuse? Do you really think that wise, General? Would you refuse a direct order from the king? Let me tell you something that I've discovered. If we are unable to hold the capital, I do not believe the king will be at all that upset. Ashnard does not hold a strong attachment to the country of Daien. What are you talking about? Do you understand exactly what it is you are saying? Yes. Ridiculous! There isn't a monarch in the world who would not be moved by the loss of his own country. Such a preposterous notion is beyond comprehension. General Kazutai, do not avert your eyes from reality. Reality? Ha! What reality is that? All I see is your guesswork. Then tell me, why did the king suddenly order the invasion of Crimea? As sanctions for that nation choosing to ally itself with those evil and treacherous subhumans? On the surface, that would seem to be so. But doesn't the action strike you as odd? To apply sanctions properly, it would be necessary to speak with Begnion first. Begnion is the suzerain state, and Crimean answers to her. We needed Begnion's leave to make a formal declaration of war. Daien's disregard for that process made us a pariah in the eyes of our neighbors and opened us to attack from all sides. And yet, not only did the king not do this, but he chose to invade without warning. It was the worst possible strategy. Furthermore, once the king conquered Crimea through strength of arms, he seized the capital and set up residence. And now he uses it as a stepping stone for an invasion of Gallia. Which means the king's goal was never to apply sanctions, or even to defeat Crimea. If Ashnard moves against Gallia, it's easy to envision Phoenicius, Kilvis, and Goldoa joining the conflict. And if that happens, Begnion would be forced to ally itself with Daien rather than side with the subhumans. Look where that leads us. A continent embroiled in war. Is that not the true desire of the king. If you consider it that way, your words do begin to make sense. Yet, to accomplish that, the citizens of Crimea would have to be sacrificed. That would be an act of madness. Let's return to the topic at hand. The king has gained himself a new castle, and I believe he considers whatever land he occupies to be his kingdom. Daien and its people are already behind him. He need not look back. Pah! If the king wished to rule the world, he would want as much military strength as possible. To forsake even a portion of the strength he currently possesses willingly, why, it would be sheer folly. That doesn't matter. What's important is that we recognize the chance which Daien has been given. We must stop the Crimeans here. If we do not show the king our value, we are doomed. Make no mistake about it. This is complete lunacy. We will receive no reinforcements. We must hold nothing back. It is our only chance of survival. This, I cannot. Why is this? Be strong. The king has provided us and the capital with one final measure. We will use it to weather this storm. However, to use it, I need you, General Kasatai. Your cooperation is imperative if you want to win. You must trust me. Understood. In this time, let us cling to any hope we can find. Lady, no. General Ina, I place my trust in you. So this is the Daien capital, eh? If we can just defeat King Ashnard, this war will be over. Ike, here you are. What is it, Nazir? Are you sure that you have enough soldiers to lay siege to the capital? Your opponent is called Mad King Ashnard, after all. Who knows what sort of traps he has in store for you? He may indeed have something planned. Surely they've received reports of our advancement. Yet it's so quiet. It looks like every able-bodied man has been conscripted into the army, while women and children have evacuated the area. We're not invaders. We wouldn't lay a hand on the citizenry. There's no way for them to know that. They do know what their army did to the people of Crimea, however. If they fear they will be punished for that, I'm sure they decided to err on the side of caution. What? What happened to the Crimean people? Surely only the soldiers were imprisoned or killed. You truly have no idea how to rule a nation. Do you know what happens to a country that loses a war? Everything is destroyed. Homes, land, crops, everything. And the citizens, they're not even treated as human. Crimeans, especially those near the capital where Daien's presence is strongest, are treated worse than legues. Why would they? That's horrible. The people understand this, which is why they pay for protection in the form of taxes. For the royals and nobles who are charged with protecting the people, there is no greater sin than to be defeated in war. It is the ultimate betrayal of the people's trust. Ah, by the goddess, I am a fool. Soren, enough! Princess, be that as it may, the majority of the people want to see the royal family restored to power. They believe that you will help them reclaim their old lives and restore peace. Now it's time for us to throw down Ashnard and drive his army from Crimean soil. You're the only one who can do that. Do you understand? Yes, I do. I will save the people of Crimea. This I swear. As I've said before, I won't be turned away. If there are traps, we just fight our way through. This war ends here. Yes, I'm with you all the way. I hope it all goes as planned. I will do my best to make it so. Ike, I'd like to report the results of our last battle. Earned a measly 600 gold. Spent quite a bit, We still have a large sum of money. Ike was our MVP, which is, it was to be expected. We're trying to get Ike his levels, and he's the only one of our units that promoted, very recently. So that's to be expected. And Khalil, our new ally. There were no deaths and no injuries beyond our capabilities to heal. Everyone performed exceedingly well. That is all. By your leave, I will excuse myself. All right, back at base. We have some info to take care of. General? Thank you. The people of Talrega were the enemy, yet you treated them with kindness. I don't know how to thank you. Oh, the provisions? It wasn't enough, but I wanted to do whatever I could. It's nothing for you to worry about, though. General Ike. My lady, is that you? Lady Fizzart? Huh? Oh, it is you, Lord Sheharam's lovely daughter. Thank heavens you're still alive. You're from Talrega. That's right. I'm Sophie, from the village of Luma. I can't live there anymore, so I brought my 2 sisters here to the capital. After that battle, I was sure that you'd been claimed by the Dark Angel, just like Lord Sheharam. But here you are. Is this your bodyguard? Ooh, so strong. You watch out for Milady, you hear? She's Lord Sheharam's precious little girl. You keep an eye on her, and don't let those nasty Crimeans get near her. Actually, Please listen to me, milady. We understand all about those floodgates. Lord Sheharam would have never done such a thing if he had any other choice. We know it was those Crimeans that did it. Why, when he wasn't on duty, Lord Sheharam and his men used to help us with the plowing and the planting. And once, when my sister got sick, he loaded her up onto his own wyvern and brought her to the capital to see a doctor. He's the only one who ever cared about his country folk. He opened his heart to each and every one of us. He was a good man. Those dirty Crimeans are to blame. If they'd never come to Daien, that battle wouldn't have happened, and Lord Sheharam would still be with us. Sister, I'm hungry. You're going to be all right. I'll find you something to eat in a little while. Just be patient. That soldier over there gave me this. Can I eat it? Don't be stupid. Throw that away right now. We'll starve to death before we take charity from Crimean killers. Where? Milady, the Crimean army is nearby. Run. You must escape and survive. We're gonna live. Even if we have to eat mud and weeds, we'll do it. And one day we'll have our revenge on those bloodthirsty Crimeans. If I can't do it, my children will. And if they can't, then my grandchildren will. We'll get them someday, I swear it. I have to go. Promise me, milady. You must go on for Lord Sheharam's sake. You mustn't get yourself killed. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't be. I do appreciate that this game tries to, in some instances like that, show the horrors of war. But I do have to say that, because it does a lot of that in telling rather than showing, it's hard to really, see that in this game. And it's kind of to be expected because, this is a rated T game. Intelligent Systems, from my understanding, has never made M-rated games, and it's probably for the best. I probably wouldn't even be playing if they were M-rated, because the fact of the matter is that, you can enjoy a video game without being sweltered in blood, guts, and gore, sexual perversions and profanities. So, I enjoy what they tried doing here with this refugee conversation. I think it was pretty interesting. Mist? Ike? Are you all right? We've come a long way, haven't we? Do you think we can beat King Ashnard? Of course we can. We have to. If we lose, Crimea may never be rebuilt. What are we going to do, brother? I'm frightened. The medallion was my protection. Now that it's gone, my confidence has vanished. Mist. For as long as I can remember, I would talk to the medallion like I was talking to Mother. After Father died, I felt like I was talking to them both. Where could it have gone? We'll find it. And even though it's gone, Father and Mother are looking down on us and protecting us. You're right. I'm sorry. Father and Mother are in my heart, and I've got you and everyone else at my side. So even without the medallion, I'm all right. Everything's going to turn out fine. I know it. That's the spirit. Ike, Mist, if you're going to chat, why not go inside? Even if the snows are beginning to melt, it's still cold out here. Oh, hi, Nazir. You're right. I do feel a bit cold. Shall we go back to the tent? Uh-huh. Let's go, Ike. You too, Nazir. Forgive me. Nazir, what's wrong? Hurry up. Oh, of course. A little bit of foreshadowing there. I appreciate it. We do have no new supports to go through. I have decided that Ike is going to get an A-rank support with Soren, which kind of leaves Oscar in the dust. Shinon has nobody we'll be supporting him with, unfortunately. Mist, I'm going to give her an A rank with Boyd. I really think Oscar's going to be pretty shafted. He's only going to have this B rank, but then again, the double Earth support, even at a B rank, is still pretty fantastic. Aside from that, we don't really have much to do with the supports at this current time, which is okay. But skill-wise, we have Provoke and Smite to give. Now, the Provoke is not going to be going to anyone, I don't think, but Smite is going to the very best unit it could possibly go to in this run. I mean, the only other one who makes just as good use of it is Mordecai. They're both awesome with it. There are some other decent candidates, especially Legu's, because Legu's units have great movement when they're transformed, that is. And because of their weight and everything like that, they can basically shove anybody, which is great. I mean, they can even shove mounted units, especially transformed. The Provoke, however, I don't know that we have anybody to give it to. We have Shinon with Provoke, and it's useful on him. I don't know that we'll keep it on him necessarily. It's probably most useful on him, as I've explained before, because he can't counter at one range. So that gives him an extreme priority for enemies to attack him, especially at close range. But it would also be nice to have a unit with Provoke who does not use 2 range all the time, or I should say 1-2 range. Like, for instance, we could give it to one of the paladins we have or whatnot, like Oscar, for instance, so that we could give him a 1-range weapon and then let the 2-range stuff, basically attack him and not have to worry about it, because Shinon will just about never be attacked with 2-range when it comes to Provoke. As long as they can attack somebody who cannot attack back, they will do that, preferably. So there's that. We do have some experience points, however, because everybody we have right now is promoted, we don't have to really worry about promoting or really giving anybody any experience points. I mean, look at Mist. She's so close to capping out. But even Rayson, we don't really need to give him any more experience points. We're going to actually save the rest of our bonus EXP for units later on down the line, units that we're going to take advantage of. But when it comes to items, we would like to have a bit more stuff for our units. Get rid of these. We can definitely get rid of all the knives, because we are now capable of buying daggers. Soth, I don't think Soth has anything on him. No, he doesn't. Alright, yeah, so we can buy daggers. It's really unfortunate, as I've said before, that you can't forge these, because daggers are the second best. There's only 3 knives in this game, okay? Daggers are the second best knives in this game, and they have a whopping 4 might. They could have honestly upped the might of these weapons. Like knives, for instance, they could have like 10 might, maybe 8, somewhere on there. Daggers could have around like 12, and then the next best weapon could have somewhere around like 16 or 15. And honestly, I do not at all think it would be overpowered, even considering that the best weapon of this type, the best knife in the game, is effective against certain enemy types. I still don't think it would be overpowered, especially since this game has double effectiveness. But no, the disparaging truth about it is that knives are very crap weapons. And I mean, like, for instance, Volk, the only way he's going to be able to kill endgame units reliably is with his personal skill and with the best knives in game. And hopefully capped out strength. He should have capped out strength pretty soon. It's decent strength growth. Aside from that, it's just such a shame, which is really funny because it makes Soth near unusable in this game outside of his utility as a thief, because he cannot promote. It's for story, gameplay, reasons concerning the sequel to this game, but I still think it's kind of a shame. I really do. That you can only get one assassin, and they could have done better with it. That's really the take home from this. Let's see. We would like a bow on our boy Oscar here. We do have restore and silence. Silence would be really nice. We might end up using the rescue as well. So for now, I think missed items are okay. We can get rid of that. Night Killer, Javelin, why not? And we can go ahead and keep those vulneraries on Mordecai, and we'll actually give some vulneraries to Morum here, because even though we're never going to use Mordecai or Morum combatively, Smite is such a good skill. Now, I will say this also. I have such... it's such a shame. It's such a shame that I gave Ike the boots. I used to do that, and the reason why I justified giving Ike the boots in this gameplay is because I'm using both Morum and Mordecai for Smite, so I can still give Rayson 4 extra move. Not every turn, because they can't always keep up if they're shoving him that far, but most turns he can get some extra move using them, which is pretty great. But to be honest, I think I would rather have the boots on him as well as the shove. And the reason being is because of the Night Ring. If I wasn't bothering getting the Night Ring in this playthrough, I probably wouldn't really care about whether he had the boots or not. It was just kind of like a misstep of mine, because I'm so used to giving Ike the boots, because there's so many times I've played this game where I've just soloed the game with Ike. Just utterly soloed it. As best as I could. There's some chapters where it's kind of difficult to do that in, especially early on. But yeah, so that was kind of like the idea behind it. Rayson, I believe, gets either 1 or 2 extra movement upon transforming. So there's that. And you kind of really want Rayson to have the ability to take advantage of movement a lot, because he's your dancer. When he's transformed, he can dance for 4 adjacent units, allowing them to move again. That is so broken. People just they underestimate how absolutely useful that is. And it's almost like I'm giving a secondary review of Rayson, because he's just that good. Even being able to give 1 unit extra movement is just amazing. It really is. I think we're pretty good, however, on items, except for we do want to buy a couple extra daggers for the convoy. Yeah, let's do 3 for now. I have my doubts that we're going to use them all, especially when we do get access to the next knife. But for now, it's okay. General Ike, sir, the castle gates are open. That's not good. What are they planning? It must be a trap. This is unexpected. Making us lay siege would be far and away to their advantage. I have no idea what they're playing at. Even so, we will not back down. Right, Ike? Right. If we can't tell what they're planning, it matters not how we proceed. Let's just fight as we go. Move out. Keep your guard up, everyone. Not a very good strategy, in my humble opinion, Ike. I do love the map design for this map. I just think it's wonderful. Enemy troops have entered the castle. They're moving already? Such recklessness. Don't they suspect a trap? I can't believe they've fallen for it. Crimea follows a general named Ike. Perhaps he follows no procedure. Perhaps he relies solely on instinct. I don't know if he's brave or merely reckless. It's unbelievable. Regardless, we continue as planned. Close the gate and seal off their escape route. This contest will be decided here. Now then, it's time for the final measure you spoke of earlier. Will you show us what His Majesty left for us? What could possibly allow us to destroy an army in one fell swoop, provided we can herd them here? General Kazatai, no matter what I show you, do not be shocked. You must continue to trust me without question. I swear it. My name is a Royal Knight of Daien. I will not betray you, General Ina. Thank you. And the big reveal. General Ina, you're a... General Kazatai, have you forgotten your vow? No matter what happens, we will protect the capital. Yes? Yes, of course. I understand. This is His Majesty's... Why he left you here? Yes. We will win this battle. A legendary dragon of Goldoa is on our side. It is a powerful omen. Daien cannot lose. The Daien army is indestructible. We will crush the dogs of Crimea and use their skulls as goblets. That's a pretty graphic image, and surprising that such speech is even in this game. Glory to Daien! Victory to Daien! I do like that crowd cheering. Sir, the gates have just closed behind us. Look out! We're trapped in this castle. Run! Run! Attack! We're under attack. They're going to kill us. Stop, all of you. Get a hold of yourselves. You must not panic. No one has attacked. Ike! Titania, where is Princess Alencia? She's fine. She's with the supply convoy. They're all under very close guard. Soren, is this the enemy trap? It could be. If so, to what end? Well, the goal obviously isn't to divide our troops and reduce our fighting strength. We're all packed in here together. Whatever they are planning, it appears that they want us all to experience it at the same time. Daien must have something which they believe gives them an insurmountable advantage. Some kind of ultimate weapon. So they're absolutely sure they'll win. Is that it? King Ashnard of Daien, you'll regret underestimating us. No matter what, we must be cautious. We can spare no efforts to protect the princess. We should put together an elite team and head for the throne room. Choose the members of this team with care. Everything will rest on their shoulders. Understood. Daien Keep. Yeah, this is one of my favorite maps in the game, due to the layout particularly. I wonder, okay, yeah, we don't have another Legu's Slayer, but what would be nice, we can get rid of this pole axe. We're not going to need that. I don't even think there's a single mounted unit in this entire chapter. Oscar does have the Legu's Lance. That's good. We're going to need some Legu slaying weapons. Yeah, we can get rid of that. Take a Legu's bow. Alrighty. Alright, so here's the reality here. We don't even need to put Rayson in the front, due to the fact that he has... Why do we have Rolf in here? Alright, yeah, Rolf and Janna get lost. I think what we want to do is have Soth, and we also want Moram. Alright, so yeah, we're going to go ahead and put all of our walking units up front. Except for Soth, he doesn't really matter. And I think that's all for now. I think that's all we need for now. Maybe put Boyd up here. Yeah. So I love this map. And the reason why I love this map is because it is well designed. Going around, this map is just one giant circle, and you can do everything and get everything on the way. And I just think that this is the way that these maps really shine. These types of like seas thrown, you know, you're fighting this quote unquote final boss battle kind of deal system, and then we've also got, for instance, we have a sleep staff user here, and another one here, and we definitely want to steal their sleep staffs, and this guy's physic for sure. We have two bosses in this chapter, which is a very cool thing. We have Kazatai, one of the most interestingly designed generals, in my opinion, in the Fire Emblem series. I mean, just look at his stats. 15 strength, magic, skill, and speed, 13 luck, 14 defense, and 16 resistance. This is an awesome general design. I personally wish, that more generals were designed like this. Not every one of them has to be this ridiculously slow tank. He is. I wish they had given him a magic lance. I really do. Or a magic sword. That would have been awesome as a secondary weapon along with this brave lance. It would have made much more sense. The 15 magic is pointless here. The resistance is cool. I do appreciate this. I mean, he's definitely no like stalwart of defense, but one of the problems that I have with generals, and one of the reasons why I don't really like using armored units in any of the games, is that they always lack resistance and speed. So any mage can just annihilate them. Not true for Kazatai. He is pretty resistive. And then we have Ina. She has Renewal, Miracle, and Boon. She's quite a difficult a boss here. That's why we're bringing Legu's weapons. She also has a Demi-Band, so she can stay transformed indefinitely. And an Elixir. We will steal this. Otherwise, if you don't, and you don't defeat her in one turn, she will use it. She will not attack you. She will use it if she gets the opportunity. And I gave a little bit of a fib there. We have a third boss here. This is also another good general design, because even though he's not as magically resistive or powerful as Kazatai, he's very close. Very close. And he's almost as speedy. And he has way more physical attack. And this is useful, physical strength, because, you know, obviously there's more physical weapons he can use. So that's good too. He also comes with an occult scroll we can steal from him. And he has the Resolve skill, which increases strength, skill, and speed whenever units' HP are at half or less. So he basically gets a +6 to his speed, a +11 to his strength, and a +9 to his skill when his HP is at 24 or less. He is one heck of a boss. And I would dare say he's even a bit harder to fight than Ina, because he also moves. She will not move. But there's a little something we can do with this guy to not have to worry about him. We can trivialize him in this chapter. Make him easy pickings, basically. Alright, so that's about it. Our plan is basically we're going to rush up, go around, and we're going to open all of these doors and get whatever's behind them with Soth, most of them. And then we're going to move up Volk as quickly as possible, because he needs to do some stealing in this chapter, not just opening doors. Alright, let us go ahead and begin. Okay, let's get on moving. This should be... I don't know if that's actually in range. Let's find out here. No, it's not. It's definitely not in range. We don't necessarily have to be in range turn 1. It would be nice to remove some stragglers, that's for sure. Okie dokie. See, now we can go ahead and smite Rayson there. As you can very plainly see, that is useful, in my opinion. It's quite useful. Alright, so what we could do, a very viable strategy here. We could put Boyd right there. Yeah, we kind of want him to just enemy phase some of these guys away. Not that they're really that dangerous, they're just regular enemy soldiers, but why not? We could even enemy phase him, but we would need a hand axe, a ranged weapon of sorts. We do have one, but I'm not necessarily sure I want to use it on all of those units. So there's that. For the time being, I think silence is more important than rescue. The only problem is that Mist is going to have a pretty terrible hit on those bishops because they have high resistance. The only way that she's going to hit at all with them is if she is basically up close to them. All right, Boyd, get to work, bud. Doing his duty. Yeah, this is the reason why I didn't want to use the tomahawk. A very expensive axe. You don't get very many of them in this game either. And I didn't want to use the masked axe, hand axe, because he can just one-round them with the iron axe, and he doesn't need to, you know, fight every one of them with a ranged weapon when they all have one ranged weapons. Just silliness. I do love Colossus. Really do. I think it's an awesome skill in terms of how it looks. It's kind of a pointless skill in terms of how much damage it affords you. But, you know, I think I would prefer the mastery skills of this game. Maybe buff them a little bit, maybe give, you know, add a little bit to them, but they don't all need to be like Radiant Dawn, in my humble opinion. Okie dokie. Open that door right there. One thing we could do, wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, take this guy out with Shinon. That'd be nice. Shinon could always use some more EXP. He is one of the lower level units we have in the game right now due to the fact that, you know, we recently just got him. So it's not that bad. All right. So one thing we can do... Yeah, she already has S rank and staves. I mean, it doesn't really matter if we blow physics because, to be honest, we're going to have so many physics in this game, it's really not going to be funny. But we don't need to, so why bother? Soren here does not need anything beyond a C rank and staves. Wouldn't be a bad thing for him to have B for rescue, because he does have better magic than, you know, Mist over here. And then Silence, you know, it's a B rank staff, so if he had B rank by this point, he could probably use it better, but then again, she's mounted, so it's debatable, it really is. And just moving them on up. Alright. Only needed a shove there. I could have moved Mia back to shove him and then used Moram to smite, or at least shove in some other way, but it probably wasn't going to honestly work. And yeah, we can chant for Shinon here. We do have to be very careful of the sleep staff bishops here. Him and the other, because they will sleep our units. And though we do have a restore staff, so that's not really that big a deal, we don't really care about that. What we care about is getting these sleep staffs without having been used. Luckily, I believe, yeah, because the sleep staff is 1 minus magic divided by, well, 1 through magic divided by 2. So he only has an 8 range with his sleep staff, which is literally his attack range. Now, he can move and then use it. That's true, but basically I don't think that they move. I don't think they bother with that, so. At least him. He won't move until you're in his range. This guy will move if he has somebody to heal with his physic. We don't want that. But it is a possibility. Yeah, this guy can't reach. It probably was not very useful. To give Shinon that extra boost in movement. Really doesn't matter. But that's okay. We're also going to be leaving a couple of mounted units behind with Soth because we'll see. Some EXP is better than none. Yeah, the longbows are like the least threatening weapons in this game, which is just really funny. I kind of wish that there were more variants in the longbows in this game, or at least like if the longbow had better stats, because this is just nothing. I mean, even like a capped sniper with a longbow is, you're still going to have problems. You're still not going to, you know, do exceptionally well. Alright, so I think what we'll do is we'll probably leave Titania and Marcia behind with our dear friends. And yeah, let's just go ahead and Elwyn this guy. I was half expecting an adept, but I'm pretty sure. Okay, Soren doesn't double. That's good. That's good. I actually wanted to give the KO here to Volk. And it always shows the steal command, even if you don't have anything to steal, which I think is silly. I really do. And there we go. Pretty decent level. Always could use a bit more skill and speed, especially since stealing is based on strength and speed in this game. In order to steal a weapon, you have to have higher strength than the weight of the weapon, and you also have to have higher speed than the enemy you are stealing from. So the steal command always shows when he meets the speed requirement against the enemy, regardless of whether or not they actually have a weapon to steal. Like, for instance, you know, the last member down here, he only had 1 weapon, and you can't steal anything that's equipped. So there's that. Let's just move Mia. One thing we could do here, yeah, we're one-shotting this guy. Very nice. I appreciate those one-shots. I mean, we're doing it because it's a magic sword. That's, so many people think this is like, it's like a joke to give Mist sword rank so she can use the magical swords in this game. There is a Hammern staff in this game at some point, which allows you 3 times to repair anything from near to no uses to full uses. There is almost nothing in this game worth Hammerning. Almost nothing. The high rank staffs are the things I can think of, and then like There's no weapons, in my opinion, that are worth him earning. Even the best of weapons, supposedly, quote-unquote, the best of weapons, like Mia, for instance, when she's got an S rank, she's going to be able to use the Vague Hot Tea. The only thing even remotely good about that weapon is that it has 35 critical. That's the only thing. Other than that, it's totally pointless. Let's see if we can defeat this guy from here. No. And I don't want him getting healed. What a shame. But we can at least damage this guy. And after we damage him, we can finish him off with Boyd. We could have did vice versa, you know, but all of my units need EXP, so it really doesn't matter. And I do believe he will attack if he has no one to heal, so we might as well go ahead and use up one of our masked uses here. It's not like we can't make more or get just regular old hand axes anyway, but just so that he has the ability to retaliate. Why not? And a level up for Boyd, level 10. Very nice. I mean, the level wasn't that great, but very nice that he's level 10 already. Okie dokie. Something we should be doing. Alright. We do have to defeat this guy. Who needs the experience more? That'd be Oscar. We could save a bit of movement with the steel bow. Very nice. And a very good level for Oscar. All right. So, another thought here. We kind of just want to move Ike as, you know, forward and as fast as possible. So, let's see. We'll just leave him here. And we'll get that chest. Alright, so now we have the most powerful combat knife in the game. It's got 8 might, 95 hit, 10 critical, and only 8 weight. It is effective against armor. Now, I had believed that it was actually effective against armor and cavalry, but I'm guessing it's just effective against armor. This is pointless. This is totally pointless. A max strength Volk, because he's the only one who can promote. I mean, that's 23 strength. 23 plus a big old whopping 8 is 31 might. At the end game, when you're fighting generals who have near capped out defense, you are doing nothing, even with it doubling in its might. 16 might on 23 max strength is not that good. And he only gets that against armored units, knights, and generals. And in the end game, all of the knights have capped defense. And almost the generals have almost capped. So it's pointless. I really think the effectiveness of this weapon is just totally nulled. Now, we could have allowed Volk to get that, since we're definitely not hoarding weapons like these. But we need Volk to move forward, and with that, he just can't stay behind and do any of that. So, you know, there's that. All right. Oh yeah, look, it's just, that's so dangerous. So dangerous. He's got a longsword. He's effective against Titania, and she just scoffs and mocks at this. Like, what can you really do? That was precious. Honestly. All right, so Titania's here. She has 9 movement, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick up Soth, and then she can move here. So yeah, we can put Marsha here, and take him from Titania. It's a good idea. I do believe we're going to need more might to take out both of these units. I don't necessarily want to take them both out with Ike, but, you know, why not? And Moram here is about to become more useful. He's about to transform. You know, we could give him the Demiband for, you know, extra movement. That is a thought. That is definitely a thought. An afterthought I just had, which probably would have helped. I mean, to be honest, nobody's going to be using the Demiband anytime soon in our army, so why not give it to somebody like Moram, who's going to be used as, you know, a shove bot, basically. My only issue with that is, like, because you can't pass it around and stuff like that, if I'm going to use both the quote-unquote shove bots, Moram and Mordecai, one of them's going to fall behind anyway, so... It just depends. It depends on how you look at it, how you view it, everything, really. Okay. We can grab this chest. We can rescue here. I think that's in range of Kazatai. Yes, it is. So we're not going to do that. But we are going to drop him. Let's see. Soth has how much movement? 7. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he'll definitely reach that door next turn. That's good. That's what we need him to do. Don't really need him to do much of anything else. Yeah, we could pull Kazatai. We really could, but again, I don't know that that's very useful either. And we'll be able to finish that guy off with Boyd. I mean, Oscar. My word. But yeah, so take him down. We'll be able to finish him off with Oscar. We're getting some pretty good stuff done, I'd say. And down he goes. Oscar is also one of my lowest level units, so it's very beneficial for him to, you know, to gain these levels, I should say. All right. So... yeah, we have to be very careful about this guy here. Again, I really don't want him wasting that sleep staff. All right, let's figure out how we're going to do this. Move my units. Staff abuse experience points. Useful, but not as useful as it could be. See, next turn, we'll be able to smite him again before he even moves. And he's going to be transforming, I believe, next turn, which is mighty great. Mighty. We should be able to take out both of these guys this turn with our resident Boyd and Shinon here. He doesn't one-shot. Does he one-shot this guy? It's not like we really need him to, but I mean, it would be nice. All right. Yeah, it would be nice because it would just be less healing, you know. And Shinon's doing some one-shotting. Very good, very good. Glad we made you that Highlander bow so you can just crit away. Have a good day. Pretty sure it has no crit on it. Yeah, no crit. Yeah, we're not going to use that. No point. Ooh. Very nice. Colossus for the win. And we could finish this guy off. Truth be told, we might want to try to go for a silence here. It's only 51 hit. And because the way staves work in this game, that's not true hit, quote-unquote, to our end system. So it's a coin toss here. I could do it. I really could. But I just don't know. I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest. I guess we could try it. We could try it. And a miss. What a shame. Yeah, so he had the chance to attack both Mist and Shinon here, but he was probably doing no damage at all. No, actually, we checked that. We checked that in Battle Forecast. He was doing no damage to Mist. So even if she had no weapons on her, he probably would have still attacked Shinon. Just because of Provoke. They do like to prioritize some damage. At a pretty decent level. I like how you got magic, and you do not need it whatsoever. Yeah, this we have to do. We have to be careful about, because if he sleeps one of these units, which I'm hoping he doesn't do, the restore staff isn't currently on. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it just really depends. I think because we're not playing on difficult mode, he won't run up. You have to actually be like within his range. But I think we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, every last one of these units is within his range. I wonder why he's not using it. I'm pretty sure that the last time I played this game, not too long ago, and beat it through, I want to say he did put one of my units to sleep that was within his range, and none of these guys have resistance enough to block it. Oh, except for Mist. Mist only has like a chance percentage, I believe. Oh, no. He's got pretty low hit, like 30 hit on her. Alright, so what we have to do... You know what it could be? I just thought about this. It could be that when Kazatai moves, that's when he starts to try to sleep people. That's a thought. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, let's remove that there. And what we're probably going to do... Can we afford to do this? Yeah, I just don't want to be put to sleep. It's such a pain, because, again, I want to have all the uses of that sleep staff. Both of them. I'm going to be using them to my heart's content. Alright. So, well, what's his movement range? 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I can steal from him this turn. I would have to put him here, though, and not here, which means Sotha's going to have to open this door. And you kind of don't want to break the doors in this chapter. There are some chapters where, like, the doors, for instance, are only 20 health. The doors in this chapter are 80 health. It's just a waste of weapon usage, to be honest. Okie dokie. Yeah, so what we're going to do here is set up a dance. Again, we don't need to heal you with that. Smite. All right level. Magic does have a use on him, seeing that he does heal passively all the units around him at the end of his turn. It's not really that useful unless you're purposely taking advantage of it, granted, you know, but it can be useful. Wow. Very close to 1 rounding. I think we'll just go ahead and use the Iron Blade, though. And she crits. Very nice, Mia. Always a pleasant surprise, have to say. Have to admit. It's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of, like, Berserkers and Swordsmasters, and even Snipers to a degree. Chest. Alright. I think we can rescue here. Yeah, put here. Yeah, we'll put him here. Only problem... Yeah, see, this is the problem. If I go ahead and move Volk, and for some reason he decides to go for Volk instead with the Brave Lance, even though Volk has Shade, if he decides to go for him, that's going to be quite the shame. Quite the shame. We could try it. Ooh. Oh, wait, no, we don't have rescue. I don't think she has enough range. If I were to trade and then... I'm not so sure that works that way. We kind of really want to take care of this. But man, that's a difficult decision right there. All right, let's try it. All right, so his sleep is gone. We don't have to worry about him physicking anybody right now, as long as we are making sure not to leave people un-KO'd. Alright, so if we put him in the range, and let's say we give him a steel axe, he'll have 32 attack. Yeah, he's only going to be doing 12. He'll get physicked. I could take him out with I could take him out with Mist. I'm pretty sure she KOs these guys too. Yeah, like 35. Yeah, she KOs them. So if she KOs him, yeah, I don't even know why I said if. So then I could have moved Boyd more. Ah, well. Just seeing the magical swords work in action is just amazing. Amazing. And I'm pretty content with blowing at least one hammer in use on Mist. There's our turn. Alright, so that guy doesn't move. Let's hope he doesn't hit Volk, because if he does... Okay, good. That could have... Nice crit. That could have led Kazatai to attack Volk if he had lesser HP. Just 4 less HP and he would be 2-shot by Kazatai. Not exactly what we would prefer in that situation. And down you go. Because she has almost capped magic, she just does so much damage with that sword. And this is what I was afraid of. And that I did not want to happen. For us, there is no tomorrow. We cannot be beaten, nor can we withdraw. We must defeat the Crimean army and bring His Majesty back to us. I don't think he had a crit chance, but if he did, I wouldn't have even attempted this. I've seen Volk get killed by way too many low percentage criticals. Yeah, no crit chance. That's alright. Okay, so let's just move on. What we could do, we could probably finish him off with... Move him here. Ike would like to take this one. Alright. I think our best chance here is with the Dagdar sword. Let's go ahead and use it. I cannot stop your march. But we are not yet defeated. General Ina, protect the capital. Good try, Kazatai, and though I'm a big fan of yours and your design, you're just not really much of a match. If you had a bit more strength, a bit more defense alongside those impressive other stats, you probably would have been a way better challenge. Unfortunate to say the least. Now let's heal up Volk there. Don't want him to fall prey to any stray attacks. And... yeah. I probably should not have moved Soren the way... I mean, Rayson the way I did. It doesn't matter because we'll still be able to take advantage of the full dance here. At least we should. No, we weren't able to. I do think that's silly that she was not a part of that. But what can you do? I guess plan and move better. Again, this isn't a planned run, so that doesn't really matter either. Alright, we will be able to use Smite next turn to get Rayson a little bit further as well. That will be quite useful. One of the things we do want to do, or attempt, is to try to silence that guy already here. I think that would be very pertinent. A 49 hit. Would be nice if it hit, but I'm having some doubts. Ah. What a shame. At least she got a level off of it. Not a very good level, but, you know. Alright, so we have a mage here. Bring him in. Oh, yeah. It really does figure that Boyd would get slept there. Again, like, I would have equipped the longbow with Shinon, but it was just such a bad weapon. It's useful sometimes, I'll give that, but just not all the time. And we have stragglers in the back, which is one of the reasons why we have a supporting group of units to protect Soth. Now, as you can see, because of our movements, we've not really needed that, but it's always good to have an option, I say. Okay. And we can heal up Shinon. Right to full. Pretty decent level. One thing we can do, we can try again to silence. 59 hit, hopefully. Ah, good grief. That's just not good. That's just not good. Well, even if we have to restore and let him blow the sleep staff, which is really unfortunate because we no longer have a silent staff to really take care of it, and she didn't really do a good job at it anyway, it's still going to be all right. We just have to be careful with the way we go about our business here. And we could finish him off. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I think we're going to go ahead and do that. Give Oscar a bit of experience points while we're at it. Some nice promoted experience points. Yeah, Volk, for the rest of this chapter, will be going down and to the right. We do have to kind of be careful about that. We want to pull Tyronio's gang to this direction and not this direction. So we're going to let these guys come up and deal with them somewhere around here. And then we're going to move Volk down there when we've already moved Tyronio far away. Volk could not hack fighting with them if he wanted to. That's just a very obvious understanding. Yep. And we can't even restore this turn. What a shame. It's not really going to matter, per se. And we can move Ike here, Mia here, and that's it. Yep. Oh, and he missed. I would dare say that's impressive. It's almost more useful to have the physics staff, but having a second sleep staff is still very good. I mean, if you can steal them, you should try to steal them. But there is pretty much no way I would have been able to do that with Mist without... I mean, we could have always just tried to go around. That is a thing, but he's very inclined to move and use his staff, so I doubt that would have been a solution. Alright, let's restore Boyd here. Get him moving in on these cronies. And who shall we move? Alright. So, Marsha. Yeah, she's got 12 luck. He's got 22 crit. He's got 10 crit on her. He's doing 20 damage. That's only 4. Wow. There's no reason to worry here. Yeah, let's just take out one of these guys and move on. We'll let her enemy phase this whole horde over here. Very nice crit. I like it. Appreciate it. Always appreciate it. I mean, Titania doesn't need the experience points as much as Marsha, so we'll go ahead and let her at it. And again, we don't have anybody we need to heal with that physic. Can get Soren moving again. It really is lovely having a dancer with the ability to canto. Those guys will catch up at some point and harass our enemies, harass our units near the rear, which will probably just be Marsha and Titania, because after Soth isn't going to be used at all after he gets these 2 chests. He's just going to sit here and enjoy himself. Enjoy his little break. Alright, let's go. Ah, man, I was really hoping he'd go for Volk instead. But I guess that was kind of like a silly thought, considering that... Ah, nice crit. Very nice crit. It doesn't matter either way because, again, we need to kind of hold back on the right side going around the throne room. So, in all honesty, it just doesn't matter. We are going to gladly take out that that sniper there. And a pretty fair good level. That magic will never help you, but everything else was wonderful. Yep, hopefully I didn't even check to see if she doubles the Swords Master, but I'm pretty sure she might. Doesn't sound very convincing, does it? Pretty sure she might. Huh. That's a lot of probablys there. And the verdict? Yeah, she was just in no danger here from any of these guys. I can't believe our Marcia has so much defense. That's pretty nuts. I didn't even think she had remotely close to that. And I believe that's S-rank lances. I believe. We've got some friends joining us down there. Yeah, she's got 17 defense. That's just nuts. Bonkers, even. All right. So I think that's enough for part 25. This is going to have to be one of those to-be-continued moments. We'll probably have a lot more of those coming up because I kind of don't want all my videos to be hours and hours long. So please, if you would, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.